Assalamu alaikum, Oss people, welcome to another vlog. In today's video I'll be visiting the Valhalla Jiu-Jitsu Club. So let's get this video started. Oss. How you get to single leg X doesn't really matter. We can go shin to shin, side up, boom. Now we're here. I do this against a very strong opponent. Now, for the first variation, step number one, he's gonna put his leg on the floor, his knee on the floor here, boom. He's a strong guy, maybe he's just looking to pressure this in, and then he's gonna pass my guard. So from here, I feel I'm fighting the strongest guy in the absolute world. Gonna break this collar grip. It might be hard, but it's gonna be worth it. So put heavy emphasis. Step number two here, break this grip. Number three, boom, place your foot on his bicep, right here. Number four or five, it doesn't matter. We're gonna look more into our opponent here. Now, look, I'm gonna have my hip and leg tight around his leg here. If I let this open, some people, they might slide out. Boom, so we're here. Now from this position, I like to control the pants here. Sometimes I get this sweep by hammering down already here. Boom, so I hammer down and then he's gonna be swept to the side. But a lot of guys here, they're gonna stand up. And as he stands up, my leg is gonna catch here on the inside by his
kneecap.
Kneecap. And then this foot here is gonna control his posture on this side, and my body is gonna block so he cannot step backwards. And that's how the mechanics by the sweep is. And that's very, very, very strong sweep.
Perfect.
Excellent sweep.
Oss, thank you.
Yep. Okay, so my jiu-jitsu journey started off actually by wrestling. So I did wrestling since I was 5, I believe 4, 5 or 6 years old. And then I trained at jiu-jitsu as a juvenile, as a kid also. So I actually got promoted all the way from white belt, all the kids belts, and brown belt. So I've been hit my back, you know, many times people slap my back during the promotions. We don't do that anymore though. Traveled the world to learn and now teach jiu-jitsu. And I think one of my first absolute coaches, Paolo, his name is Paolo, he brought Andre Galvao here, and we actually became Osss Gothenburg. This is a long time ago. The academy name was Grappling Academy, and he moved to America, and it's old pictures of me and Andre Galvao, and I just knew one day, you know, I'm gonna train with him and hopefully fight for him also. Many steps along the way. And then one day, boom, I was 15 years old and I was on my way to America for the first time. And on this trip, I had a private class with JT Torres, and I believe I had one with Andre Galvao also. And I saw right away that this is just, like, I understand their jiu-jitsu, and of course they were much higher level than me. I was a kid, but I feel like we had good jiu-jitsu coming up also, and we learned the right concepts to understand more in depth how the sport works and the mechanics behind the fighting. And since I came from wrestling also, I had I believe an easier way to learn and break down the techniques. and then I fought a lot, and I won a lot, and I lost very much also, and I think that's a huge part of the mental mindset that I have today, that I also absorbed from many people in Atos, Galvao, and JT Torres, you name all the good guys over there. I feel like I absorbed their knowledge as a sponge, and also sometimes I feel like you don't have to experience to understand, you just have to see and preserve, and that's a huge part of my development off and on the mat. So and over time I start bringing them here to Sweden, and they were training with us, preparing for Europeans and championships like this, and it's just, it felt like we connected on many levels. So now I train both in San Diego in Atlas Jiu-Jitsu headquarters, and I also train a lot with JT Torres in Essential Jiu-Jitsu in New York. And I've been, I think, a few more times at Essential, but when I was in Atos, I was there for a longer time. So both of those gyms are very, very, I have good friends over there. I'm very happy to call them brothers, and they're very technical and part of my development on and off the mat today. And I sometimes have a FaceTime call with some of the guys over there. We discuss techniques or whatever, and we catch up, that's just very nice for me, and to have friends all across the world that I can share jiu-jitsu with, and they can make me better. I'm here, they're there, I'm here, I make them better. So
Nice. So what would be your advice for people traveling, training jiu-jitsu all over the world?
my number one advice, if you want to be very, very good at jiu-jitsu, that was the question, right?
Yeah.
Find yourself either a brother or a sister, and you do jiu-jitsu all day long. That's my advice. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.